The Memphis Grizzly Bears might currently be the most unlikable team in the history of the NBA. And that is a massive statement, because there have been plenty of unlikable teams throughout NBA history. Because, back in the day, people hated the Detroit Bad Boy Pistons because of how they played, and they were successful, but they just hated the way they played. Teams hated Golden State when they had Kevin Durant, because, Kevin Durant was a snake, they were unbeatable, it wasn't fair. They hated the Miami Heat when they were the Heatles, the big three of Chris Bosh, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, they were just so good it wasn't fair. But, those teams were disliked because they were super good, and legitimately were just why are you, stop being that good? That's why teams disliked them, and that's usually the reason a team gets disliked in sports. But the Grizzlies aren't disliked for that reason. Not even close, actually. I think people want the Grizzlies to be good because they have talent. They have Ja Morant, who is one of the most exciting NBA point guards in the NBA. He's electric. Everybody likes to watch him. They have Jaren Jackson Jr., a very good defensive player. Probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year this year. Although he has discipline issues when it comes to defense, he's an elite level defender, and he's legitimately an all-star level player. And also, they just have a very well-built team as well. So, the Grizzlies, people and fans want to see that team succeed and make deep playoff runs. The problem is the players aren't interested in that, and they're just so arrogant, and teams and NBA fans just don't like them for a variety of reasons. One of those reasons being Ja Morant wants to be in Compton more than he wants to be in the NBA Finals, apparently, because he is obsessed with people trying to think he's some tough guy. He's the first NBA player that I think wants to be suspended from the NBA. He wants to be looking like a tough guy, a thug, so bad. And I don't mean thug in a derogatory term anyway. That's literally what he has to be going for. Because in the offseason, he got, accused of punching a 17-year-old and flashing a gun at him in the last summer. And then recently, he got into a fight with a mall security guard. And then he also one time tweeted, it's free to feel how these hollows feel. And for a guy that is so obsessed with trying to look tough while making millions of dollars for playing basketball, he does it in a very bad way. When the toughest things you've done is slap a minor and show him a gun, and then beat a mall Paul Blart security guard up, and tweet that you want to shoot somebody, that might be the least tough, least thug thing I've ever heard in my life. And that's coming from me, a white suburban kid, okay? Ja Morant, he's unlikable for that reason. He's just a clown. That's how people view him, and he doesn't want to be viewed as that. He wants to be viewed as this tough guy that's, really cool, all that. But he just comes off as a clown, and people around the NBA heavily dislike him for that, because, he's trying to act like a thug and be this tough guy while making millions of dollars in the NBA. And it wouldn't really be a problem because there's been tough guy NBA players, but those tough guys aren't slapping minors or showing their guns. They're being tough on the court. They're playing with grit, and people like those players. People like Draymond Green. People like Dennis Rodman, those type of players. But when you're Ja Morant, who doesn't do any of that and tries to act tough off the court, that's when people are shut the hell up. You look stupid. And that's a huge part to why people really dislike the Memphis Grizzlies, because he is the face of the Memphis Grizzlies. But another reason is because they also have another one of the most disliked players in the NBA. Now, I don't personally have a problem with him, and Dillon Brooks, but a lot of people hate him, and it is for good reason. Last playoffs, he got suspended for a game for literally tackling a guy when he was in midair in the playoffs, a very dirty play. He's constantly talking trash. He's constantly fighting. I think one time he was people hate us because we're a dynasty, which is another reason I'm beginning to. He just says dumb stuff, does dumb stuff. He's a kind of dirty player at times, apparently. And he is quickly becoming one of the most disliked, most memed players in the entire NBA. So with Ja Morant and Dillon Brooks both being huge pieces to this team, and also being so heavily disliked by the vast majority of NBA fans that aren't from Memphis, that is a huge contributor. But I think another big contributor, not even from an individual standpoint, is the fact that the team is so arrogant. And it wouldn't be a problem, in my opinion, if they were an elite level NBA Finals level team. Because if you're an arrogant team, you talk trash, like Klay Thompson does it. He showed people his rings. Like, it was against Memphis, actually. He was like, I got 4 rings, shut the hell up, you can't talk to me. And that is fine, in my opinion, because they deserve it, they're good, and they earned it. But the Memphis Grizzlies act like they've done that when they haven't won anything. They haven't been to the conference finals since having this core. They've called themselves a dynasty before, or at least a future dynasty, when they literally haven't got past the second round with the current team that they have constructed for the most part. And the fact that they're that arrogant, they act like they're this dynasty level team, this contending level team, really rubs people the wrong way, because why are you acting like you're this unstoppable force of a team when you're objectively not? Like, you're a very good team, you have a very well-built team, you have stars, but until you win at least the conference finals, why are you acting like you're this team that's won 3 NBA finals, you have a 2-time MVP on your team? Like, why are you acting like that? So from the individuals just being heavily disliked, from the entire team just acting like they're this dynasty already despite not winning a damn thing, I think it just kind of all goes into a pot, you stir it up, and what comes out is just the most hated team in NBA history. Like, everyone bands together and heavily dislikes this team, in my opinion, at least from what I see on Twitter and overall NBA media and stuff like that. And, I mean, they tried to fight Shannon Sharp, for fuck's sake. Like this team can't be any more disliked. Like, it's insane, all the stupid shit they do. The individuals, the team as a whole, the whole thing is just, everybody hates it. And it's for multiple reasons, like I said. But that is pretty much all I really had to say. But I think those are the reasons they're disliked. Do you all have any opinions on the matter? Do you think that's earned? Do you think they should be disliked? Do you think they should be more liked? I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like the point, hit the like button and subscribe button. I mean that. So run to me, and I hope you have a blessed day, because I have a blessed day, so you need to have a blessed day. All glory to God. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah, blah.